It seems you must attend a palace masquerade if you were to meet the one who would falsely claim your title. It would seem we either need to visit the palace. I can accompany you to the castle entrance, Master, but no further.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
This ladder
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all Vernwood. You know where to find me.
Have you a different destination in mind, Master?
Are you in the market for something in particular? Always a pleasure.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Gold is a resource best spent judiciously.
Come take a look. You'll be glad. You did. Do come again. Welcome to Bjorn's, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So if we... check the price, just remember. Misers die. Many thanks. I appreciate the business.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you,
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
Indeed. Tell is, there's been a shift in the chain of command.
With frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense, to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted. Aye, got some coin to spend. Much appreciated.
Oh,
I'd heard tell of it. So where's he get his coin then? Makes a man wonder, it does. Could be he's involved in...
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by... Master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Sir Ludolf's lust knows no bounds. Still, however pressed, no man is like to hand her his own wife, eh? But his lordship, he employed his usual method, which is to say, he dispatched the watch. Poor old Gregor departed last night. That's the sort of man that noble is, you see. Naught noble.
Pray, follow me.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
We have found a material.
Time was, you scarce saw any beastrons here in Vernworth. You'd think that'd be on account of immigration, but not so. See, at least I've ne'er beheld a human with a beastron parent. Oh, so if we keep mixing, someday our kingdom will end up with more beastrons than they've got all in Batal. Always sets me to think.
'Tis this way. Over here, if you please.
I've got to keep my spirits up somehow.
It's on me to bear what God shoulders.
Pray in there, put gold in my pocket.
My list of duties grows nearer and longer.
I like to come here when I need a minute to think.
Follow me, if you would.
Nary an engaging tale to be had in all the court.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
The only person I believe in is myself. Sometimes I wonder if I must be
Say, well, if you do visit, you might want to give the old man who lives there a wide... I hear He sets out to sea on his boat, day after day, only to be returned to shore by the brine again and again. As if that wasn't queer enough, he's apt to talk your ear off about some world he believes lies beyond. I cannot fathom his obsession. I suppose...
I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but to follow.
Pray, follow me.
My health, I suppose. Everyone's busy with their own affairs, I see.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I am by your side.
Quiet at last.
It seems we... must part ways. For the time being.
I've been on my feet all day. My legs are as lead.
This is not my intent.
Blessing.
My sword arm could use some work.
I'd sooner stay out of battle. Where it?
Is there nary a chance to make a...
Everyone who dances with me complains of...
Always the same dismal affair, if you ask me.
I could use a bit of excitement in my...
Another ale can't make...
I shan't let anything...
Best to remain sober.
I find it liberating.
Methinks I'll have a rest. My feet ache from dancing.
Surely these...
I find dressing for these occasions.
Ah, naught but...
Is no less important than depth.
Such not for it. Cut my teeth in a real battle.
I find myself hard-pressed to respond.
Such cheap drink. It is not at all to my taste.
Breadth of knowledge is no less important.
Methinks I'll have a...
Aught I can do for you?
Dare I presume I've caught your eye?
Perchance you, the Sovereign, wounded in glorious combat with the dragon. Indeed, 'tis a weight off my heart to think that our fair Vermund shall once again...
If you've naught to...
I find it liberating.
Is there aught you... Is there aught you...
The occasion demands.
I trust this shan't prove a waste of time.
Feast your...
I've things to do, if you don't mind.
Such... Quietude is a blessing.
Such cheap drink. It is not at all to my taste.
Perfect for meditation.
This one ne'er fails to please.
Want some in a real battle? I'll prove my worth.
Should I know? You seem well. This is where I come when life gets...
I wonder if there's any easy work to be had. I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
A lonely place, but not without...
Methinks I'll have a rest.
Head will roll if aught goes awry.
Always sets me to thinking, this place.
I find dressing for these occasions awfully tedious.
All seems well here.
Best to remain sober. Much to be done on the morrow.
Such quietude is a blessing. Consider the needs of common folk.
Mayhap I'll go on an adventure of my own.
Ah, the perfect spot to sit and think a while.
These festivities are part and parcel.
I fear I've not...
I suppose I could indulge you.
Have we captured...
The occasion demands we forego.
I find it...
Another ale can't make...
Is this far?
If you've naught to say, I'd best be going.
I find it liberating to hide my face for a time.
Not much going on here.
Would that I could...
I find it liberating to hide my face for a time.
I hope the Sovereign shall be well enough to dance.
Wealth is rooted in the soil of learning.
Such quietude is a blessing. Wait for new equipment.
Don't look to me to solve this.
Surely these...
I pray someone asks me to dance ere long.
Townspeople depend on me.
I'm all spent.
I'm not sure what's best.
What is that smell? I cannot place
Whatever am I to do?
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
Let me think on this a moment.
Bet this place has its share.
I've more time than I know how to swim.
Fine place.
Whatever's to be
Any
done.
patron will do, so long as they're gentle, like.
I cannot condone this.
Airy eyes all round. Always a fresh breeze blowing round here.
Hope I near see that wretched patron again.
One last push, and I'll be done for today.
I find myself drawn to quiet spots like this.
I like to come here when I need a minute to think.
What a delightful breeze.
All I need's my health, I suppose.
This place always puts me at ease.
Work done graciously. Work done.
What's going on?
Let me think on. So many practices carried on.
Feels eerie with no one about.
Life for its pleasures.
Oh, how lovely.
A place to soothe the spirit, yes.
The ruffians come calling.
Pray, take yourself elsewhere. Our services are only available to members of this establishment.
Any work's better than begging on the street.
This place always puts me at ease.
I'm just grateful
I should very much like to rejoin you, Master.
I've been on my
They're the same. Tired faces in the same tired frocks.
Once the day's work is done,
So many happy voices carry on. Mayhap circumstantial, but try to entertain.
Have you some business here?
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour will be right.
In here.
Open up!
Open this door right now.
You're dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playgrounds? Hmm? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check. Lest you forget, these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, I mean I. As you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phasus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. As As you can see, I run an established... You're welcome to come and play anytime, if you escape with your...
Wonder how everyone else makes it.
I'm not sure what to do with myself.
Always sets me to think of this place.
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment.
It seems you have obtained information regarding the false sovereign. Captain Brant will be eager to hear of it, I'm sure. Now to report to Captain Brant. If you would be so kind as to follow me, I shall take you to the one you seek.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
Sup?
I've more time than I know how to spend. Beg pardon. See, a friend of mine has an empty house, but no use for it. And I wouldn't come free, mind, but the price is a fair one, and you'd have a place to call your own. Well, you needn't decide this very...
Let me get that.
Well met, son. How might I be of service? Come take a look. You'll be glad... You did. Always a pleasure.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
The Arisen is ever prudent in the application of coin.
We're here, Master.
Greetings, Your Majesty. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to Your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Deezer demanded Waldar amend the Code of Vermont to her own, and many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, our laws dictate that Your Majesty, thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for Your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Should you be discovered, there is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty. Well, Oh well. He is merely Disa's puppet then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes. Even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this. He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phases fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim, do not forget that we work to serve the city.
Would you mind coming over here?
How are we to fight with such worn-out gear?
A chance to put my feet.
We must rest.
Good morrow, everyone.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
Ready to forge on?
This is my favorite place in all the town. What should I do?
I worked hard today. I think...
Arms for...
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in pick.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for... Many thanks.
The end comes. I shall not struggle.
What am I to do?
Make our own.
Must we beg for guidance? Can't we make our own? Must we beg for guidance?
We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Such quietude is a blessing. Townspeople.
Have you need of me?
I can accompany you to the castle entrance, Master, but no further. Over here, if you please.
We shall remain here.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty. I'd hasten home, were this not my duty.
Watch yourself. I'm not someone you want to cross.
Can't expect to fare so well every day.
This can't stay.
Show them your metal!
One wrong move.
Enough!
I mustn't lose my head.
It's a thankless job, this. Must have taken them. The best quality a soldier can have is loyalty.
have you come to release me from this jail? Who? Aha! Then we are presented with three. Or, decent, have you proof that you are arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, this reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, he went before the people, insisting that he, and not and what befell him? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be alive. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be? Escape? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and decipher, and I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd demand. That said, if you know of a place, tell me. I suspected as much. Then...
The magistrate seeks a place to quench his thirst for knowledge. Where might we find one, I wonder?
There was a place fitting that description within the slums, as I recall.
At last! It all becomes clear.
Well, I suspected as much. That...
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Watching me. I swear it.
The heavens have forsaken us. All is not.
I must be brave. At least I have a full head.
My prayers will surely be rewarded. The pursuit of Bethany on this journey.
Would you not have no hope?
Heavens have forsaken us. All is lost. My bed. Taken a wrong turn.
And what do you want?
Wish to always night.
I ought to have enough for a few pinches of spices.
She's guaranteed tomorrow.
Was I lacking in devotion?
What should I do?
Where's Malcolm?
All this quiet makes me come more anxious.
I don't know what to do. What to do? I have no mother or father to speak of. I wanted to get them a present to say thank you. The problem is, do you think you could help me? All I need is for true. I'm sure you'll find the... Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought me a bunch of flowers? Oh, just... These should say, would you mind terribly if I asked... See, one of my friends taught me a magic spell. All you have to do is find a silver stone. But there's the problem. Would you find a silver stone and bring for true? I'll be waiting.
Our next mission is to acquire a silver stone. Mayhaps silver ore will...
Oh, I can't find a silver... They're hard to find, aren't they?
Somewhere to be, same as the one afore it.
Was I lacking in devotion?
At once, Master.
as a hammer. Not my kind of place, this.
This place offers a view of the sea.
I imagine we would not escape a plunge into the water's depths.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Keep those orders coming. This fearsome world of ours, not half bad.
I'm certain there is one.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Keep those orders coming. This fearsome...
What's your business with...
Is it true you're the Arisen? That's what I've heard, anyhow.
Maybe I'll keep right here.
None of us is guaranteed tomorrow. It's just like...
The heavens have forsaken us. All is lost.
There's no telling what will happen if I never know something. I'm dead on my feet after today's training. Boards after training.
All this quiet makes me come...
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Time to head to market, methinks.
Still a while to go before we should.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it. What's this one doing here? I wonder. Arisen! Are you alright? What has stricken you, Arisen? Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly do.
head!
This battle will demand all our strength. We must stand together against
What is it?
What's
I'm
happening?
rather busy. Can't tell.
Nothing off where I stand.
Suppose I ought to check the wheels before we depart.
What am I to do?
Should I get up to today?
Understood. I shall proceed ahead.
Quite the predicament.
Not much going on.
Our soldiers need better training.
We shall await you here, Master.
What's this? Oh, just if only my collection were complete. Alas, the sculpture that I and 'twould wound my pride to have you. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, the man's home is located in Bakbatal. You need a...
We may benefit from pursuing the information.
Someone do aught about this?
What shall I do today?
Look, as long as you...
This was not my intent.
I can't stand to remain here another moment.
The rules at your...
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you.
Always a pleasure.
Tell is, Vermund was once a beastren kingdom.
Truly?
Indeed, though it is not widely known among the common folk.
Townspeople depend on me.
Really scary? I've never seen one.
When does my watch end? I've forgotten.
Such quiet.
Dead on my feet.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
It would allow us to save our strength, assuming we are not attacked, that is.
I could do with a few more.
What to do? get up to today?
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use.
No easy answers here.
Oh, what do you want?
Each new day is a chance to turn a profit.
Wish I could go on an adventure.
Oh dear.
There'll be a few heavy purses out today.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when... treated to the foremost. Much obliged.
Greetings. You need only make a worthy offering. I have seen your path. You've my gratitude. 'Tis lovely to see you.
Working this field all night. I'm not stopping.
I could use a little fun to brighten my day.
I'm sure I can handle this. A chance to put my feet up. I'd swear I've not
Really scary? Oh, I can't find a silver stone anywhere. Oh, just say, aren't you curious who are... Well, I'll tell you. My mum... Not to say I'm unhappy at the gracious hand, of course. I want to tell them how... Oh, it's so shiny. Oh.
Miss Daphne see...
Oh, it's so...
Soon to be home. Tis so dull when there's nothing doing.
Was I lacking in devotion?
Any loose coin about? Enough to make you rich.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
To doubt my words is...
Buy a little something, won't you? Hope to see you again.
Our packs are heavier.
Buy a little something, won't...
G, hope to see you again.
Sir Arisen, thank heavens you've come, just when almost all of the villagers had arrived.
Oi! What are you doing, standing about when there's work to be done?
Jonas, this is the good sir I spoke.
Is that right? Then I expect you to aid us. You did it once afore, eh?
My apologies for the chief's temperament. Yet he speaks truly. Pray, cull the beasts as you did before, sir.
More Saurians. Let us deliver them swiftly.
There, Master! Saurian!
My fury shan't be of aid against this foe.
Well done! You're soaked! Do try not to catch cold.
Prepare yourself!
I can't watch. The Saurians are no more. That's twice you've come to us. You're more than a friend to Harv Village. Truly, we cannot.
Here he is! I found our troublemaker!
Jonas! What is the meaning of this?
This blasted beastren went and ventured into Stormwind Cave. How many times have we said none are to tread there? But there can be no doubt. He's...
Forgive me.
Trust a beastren to muck
Jonas! Surely there's no need for such talk.
You would say that, wouldn't you? Seems to me beastrens go causing problems, and we humans are lumped...
Jonas, please!
You're fair!
I do apologize. 'Twould seem things have turned, but we mustn't let this sour your triumph. You came to our aid when we need... I do hope you shall visit us again.
'Twas a rotten note to end things on. I do hope Sir Fioran will be all right.
The sun's too bright for these poor eyes.
An impressive view. We can infer much of the lay of the land from here.
Twould be a good place to take stock of our surroundings.
You are correct. This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we? see if there's aught to be found while we're here.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
The heavens have forsaken us. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. Ah, hold on a moment, sir. You see, one of the children we care... Malcolm, his name is. He's a steady lad. This building's very old. It could be that might I impose on you.
Let us begin by gathering information.
True enough.
Is there aught I can...
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Wonder how long this job's been.
You don't look like much.
We were supposed to go exploring together. Wish he'd woken me up. I was really looking forward to...
A short repose would do me a world of good.
Please, sir. Please, sir. Don't tell nobody what I said about... You ought to be ashamed.
My prayers will surely be rewarded. What teachings might...
This is a place of prayer.
Good day, sir.
You want something?
I'm sick of looking.
The heavens have forsaken us. All is
Malcolm. All he's doing of don't know why he bothered.
Our results are awaited. What say we make our report?
Invited yourself.
Vault? Ah, but you mention rubble, aye? Then come. I fear there's not a Pray, follow me, and quickly.
Really now?
I believe this is the... Look, there, a hole. Could he... There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage... Let us make haste.
Keep your ears pricked. Our foes might betray themselves with the slightest sound.
Naught can threaten us if we watch each other's backs.
Malcolm, thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe.
Sir Kendrick, you'll never believe what I've found. Books, sir. Books,
Truly? Perhaps we ought to take a look.
We ought to follow close behind, lest we get separated.
Right you are. A common reward for...
Heavens above!
Isn't it
Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of... Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. Might I ask that you not share the... We cannot allow the knowledge We ought to entrust its care to someone... As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place.
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for... Let's investigate this place's secret...
It near boggles the mind that so impressive an archive slumbered here. 'Tis surely any scholar's dream.
True enough. Would be nice if we must fight.
A poultry repast.
Isn't there anything to do around here?
Heavens be guided.
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
I expect that's a common occurrence in our line of work.
Would that all my days were so
We shall remain here.
Well, have you... Oh, guide me outside, then. If you can...
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Aye, this should be far enough. If you truly are Arisen, words may be wind, but there's naught else. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some...
would that all my days.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
Welcome.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap 'twould be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this.
That was certainly worthwhile.
A job well done.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. While examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds, for some time now, it seems, she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of what's more. This inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the would-be Arisen, appeared on the scene. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude, yet 'tis strange, for sweet crown flowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermund. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain, yet all the same, I would ask that your Majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key to unraveling Deeza's scheme and securing your enthronement.
This is an outrage!
Welcome.
How might I be of service?
Come take a look. You'll be glad you... did. Do come again.
I am honored to be called to your side, Arisen.
Are you in the market for something in particular? Always a pleasure.
Shall we get some...
I feel refreshed and ready for a new day.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
It is of dire import we unmask the false sovereign. To that end, we must travel to Vermin's eastern edge. I can guide you to the place, Arisen, or thereabouts.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
Like this make me glad to be alive.
A flock of harpies draws near!
Fire will prove effective against this foe. Now, what might that be?
We ought to take a closer look. Ah, now here's a surprise.
Our collection grows.
Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this.
We've been...
You have no need of my assistance at present, but I shall be ready to render aid at a moment's notice.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
You have my protection. Just yonder looks to be a good spot for some ingredients.
No harm in...
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
Tremendous work!
Let us aim for greater precision with our next attempt.
I never would have expected to find a cave in a place like this.
'Tis an exciting discovery, but we ought not to lose our heads.
That was incredible. Never have I encountered such a strategy.
'Tis not what I expected.
Watch the house!
Most impressive, Master.
We can ill afford to grow old. Our foe is not yet routed.
That was certainly worthwhile. This should be of use.
Down our guard even for a moment. Let's get away from them. Having more of these will serve us well in battle.
Let us take care when and how we put them to use. It was well worth the effort of breaking it.
Be on your guard. There are innumerable corners where an enemy might conceal themselves here.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Let me get that.
Wolves drawn in!
Fire will prove effective against this foe.
I shan't let them harm you.
No! Much obliged. I hope this serves to convey my appreciation.
It's not balanced. Much on my throne.
This battle will demand all our strength. We must stand together if we can see victory.
This route has seen better days, but there's no sense lamenting it. We'll just have to take the long way round.
I'm not altogether happy with this.
Another statue? Mayhap 'twill yield us all to view.
Shall we search for a path to lead us?
The arisen had been drenched!
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location? I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
I will protect you.
So close a call offers no solace in victory.
We ought to consider this a lesson. This is what befalls one who lets down their guard. have grown just as weary as we.
We must make the most of this opportunity.
Strike fast! Now for it shall fall. I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
You there! Are you looking to enter the village? You'd best go elsewhere, friend. There's no business to be had here.
That man just now.
You'd best go elsewhere. There's no business to be had here. You'd best go. There's no business to be had here.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Is that who I think it is? Aye, I reckon so. Rather more common looking.
'Tis a chest. I shall take a look inside.
It's a question of skill at the end of the day. So you say, but you wagered against our visitor, did you not? And I'd do it again. Just look at that fool's face. Off with you.
Well met, sir. Fancy a look at my wares?
Always a pleasure.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
An investment made. Well met, sir.
How might always a pleasure.
I've naught to say to you.
Tis a letter most inscrutable, and I fear it will remain as such if we cannot find another piece to this puzzle.
My, you are...
I'm in no mood for talk.
What do you want?
Ah, you must be the visitor I've heard so much about. Have you some business here in the village? You would know of our village? As you can see, is there aught else I can help you with, sir? Arthur. At least, no one by that name lives here, sir. As you like, sir.
Oh, how lovely. I'll have to remember this place.
A troubling rumor has reached my ears, and methinks I ought to share it. 'Tis said there is an illness pawns can contract beyond the rift that inflicts unspeakable harm on those around them. As it progresses, the pawn gradually loses all self-control, and in time will—
Nothing you about. Come on, follow me. I've something...
Be gone with you. You're bad.
I'll go and open the chest.
Whatever 'tis you want,
The villagers' stares are sharp as daggers. What is their intent, I wonder?
'Tis eerie, but we must needs press on. Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it. We shall await you here, Master.
You made it after all. Guess that means I win. Oi. Dear me. You didn't disappoint, did you? You've done well. Seems only fair I answer any questions weighing on you. Figures you'd want to know about. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about what... But I suppose I can tell you. His real name is Dara. But he's been exiled. We had no choice, see? After he went off to play the false arisen, we're men and women of shadow. Center stage isn't our place to stand. That's why he was cast out. He'll ne'er be part of our... That all you wanted to ask? What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, you were different. Knew I was right to bet and... Anyway, most visitors get fooled into going up to the manor. We send them packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good riddance. We only train the rare few who make it here. Some might go so far as to say that the entire village was built around this spot. That all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara was in line to become the next thief maester. But he failed. So the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar in his chest to poke. And what a scheme that turned out to be, eh? Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. He's a wily one, that Dara. Always was careful not to leave behind a shred of evidence. But we can't have him thinking that he gets to go off and enjoy a peaceful life in the lap of luxury after breaking all me thinks he needs something to remind him of it. Now, as to the Maester's teaching, not sure you'll be able to use it to its fullest potential.
You're the one, then? Fine. I'd hoped I'd not be seeing you here.
You're here. I've been waiting.
Greetings, Master. Is this where you've been all this while?
Do take care not to stray so far next time.
Greetings. I must say I'm impressed by you. I trust you are enjoying your sojourn. If you have any questions, ask away. I should be glad to aid you. Beg pardon? A letter. Brass means imitating someone in thieves' cant. This letter means to say someone's taken on such a request. Naturally, I can say nothing as to the who or who.
Is there aught else you care to ask?
You're curious what I know of you? Naturally, I'm not the only one. Our village has its own network of spies and informants, you see, and your title tends to make you stand out among the rumors we collect. You're the second arisen to come to Vermont, and you've allied us in response. Oops. Don't misunderstand. I'm no ally. Those who deal in information must ne'er align them. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Arthur, I've lived in this village many a year. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? If aught about our humble village seems strange to you, for 'tis here that thieves are instructed in the skills they require. To begin with, those who wander into the village, of course, you are no exception. Which is to say, you have my... Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Aye? Take care then. You, sir, are worthy. Once mastered, 'twill allow you to fell all foes, both minuscule and mighty.
This looks as if 'twould fetch a hefty sum.
Whether or not we make the sale is for the Arisen to decide. We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
This might...
Good evening, sir. I trust you... Fared all right on the roads, despite... Much obliged.
I fear I've no wisdom to offer.
Would that I could spend...
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be... Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance? Do come again.
Fancy a look at my wares?
This really is fine.
Come take a look. You'll be glad you did. Always a pleasure.
Welcome.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, your Majesty? This appears to be a bill calling for the arrest of... But hold a moment. Does this man's countenance... I see. If your Majesty is certain that the two are one and... Ah, but of course. A clever plan. The Queen Regent will be forced to deny any connection to our new sovereign, yet will be unable to remove the bill from the public eye. Furthermore, 'twill serve as an attestation to Dara's existence, which shall remain an undeniable truth till the man resurfaces, and all the while, the doubts lurking in the hearts of the citizenry will continue to deepen. A clever ploy indeed. I've no doubt that this bill will prove its worth in due course. You have my...
So, the false sovereign operates at... the behest of Queen Regent Disa. This spider has woven her web rather carefully. Have you a different destination in mind, Master?
A good sleep will ensure...
Dull days for us are a sign of
We have reached our
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten...
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to... There is no medicine that can heal him outright. I am caring for him as best I can. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him...
Home?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray, bring my son...
I will look after him.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Sir, ought you not be in... 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is... I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, not to mention, I have to find... Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone where you would procure it yourself. In that case, the slums are a bane to the body's humors, and we do what we can. Your aid is most appreciated.
Tell is, Maya's might can be harvested from phantoms. Monsters that wander the wilder night.
Yes, of course. See it now.
I don't know what to do.
Is it too much to hope?
I don't know what to do. What to do? Hoy, Arisen! Say, do you know the river close by the church? That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The waters... I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. I'll help too. I'll look...
Now we seek gold ore. Though 'tis sold in shops, mining some ourselves might prove the better choice.
Indeed, you are correct.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality. Much obliged. Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all. You know where to find.
Might we not complete our delivery while we're here?
We ought to make the delivery now, lest it should end up lost or misplaced.
Right you are.
I swear I've not blinked once.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet? Wow! This'll be... Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you be willing to lend us a hand again, Arisen? Just thanks. So, remember, now lots of people who live, the priests have been treating everyone as best they... I want to help them, apart from ask you, that is. Would you bring us some more meds? Oh, thanks! I'll talk to the priests in the meantime. See...
Now we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops, or make some ourselves by combining the ingredients.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Now that's just Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be plenty.
'Tis a goodly deed we've done. Aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go a ways toward improving life in the slums.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Ah, but in place only if you've the time and inclination, of course. As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can. Yet, at times, perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived, an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now, even by chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. So, he was put into... Here he is. This young man is... We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who... To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that after all. There is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their but I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've...
You there. Help. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce see that empty bed. And he told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. Something. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand?
Might I beg but a moment of your time? Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind. Each of our patients deserves our full attention. Would that we had more hands to aid us.
Let me get that.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement. Should his condition... That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical... None of the other sisters are permitted entry. Tell is, she gives the patients a special medicine. Which is to be expected, and yet...
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement, and none save the abbess can enter? If the Gracious Hand has a secret, you've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Splendid.
Thanks, sir.
Ne'er in my wildest dreams could I have imagined 'twould be the magistrate you called here. Not that I'm complaining.
This is generally used as a material.
Just yonder. Looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here? This place offers a view of the sea.
I imagine we would not escape a plunge into the water's depths.
True faith must come from the spirit, not the mind. I do hope not befalls you.
Do not approach me.
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest. Best be heading home.
We ought to keep watch, lest we be set upon from behind.
Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
With the aid of Sir Kendrick and his helper in locating certain documents, 'twas a royal library that was sealed off by a sovereign of some generations past. In a bid to pass the throne on to his own descendants, this sovereign attempted to consign our kingdom's histories to oblivion. Alas, 'twould seem that, no matter the age, the avarice of those in power is all but guaranteed. Yet 'tis clear it serves them not, almost laughably so. The sovereign's line ultimately fell to ruin, and now this library, so what can we learn from this? Those who may... Fine timing, sir. Fine timing indeed. My time in that tenebrous jail has only hastened the I stare at the page, but the letters stubbornly refuse to take shape. Alas, they were confiscated. As I recall, prisoners' possessions are held within the palace storeroom, though, as I hear it, masquerades are being held of late. But should you happen to enter the venue, mayhap you would find an opportunity to liberate my poor... What say you? Would you I am in your debt with the prey. Infiltrate the venue and find the store.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Splendid.
Chaos in the world.
I do hope not befalls Lubomir.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind.
Barely drag my ass out of bed.
I know so little of this world. Not my kind of place, this.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
All that fuss and nary a coin to show for.
I don't like it here. I want to go home.
I ought to have enough for a few pitchers of spice.
A common reward. Frustratingly so.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Where's my dad? My claws could use a trip.
This armor's seen better days. Not much going on.
Oh,
Sir, pray excuse my boldness. Might I beg a moment of my master is in need of aid, you see? And I'm hoping... Oh, thank you. Might we continue this conversation somewhere more discreet? You will find my master's manor in the noble quarter.
A lonely place, but not without its charms. Greetings. You said you need only make a worthy offer. I have seen your path. You've my gratitude. 'Tis lovely to see you.
There's a ladder here.
We all... ought to put it to good use.
Oh, you... I forget myself. You must be wondering. I should like to speak with an acquaintance of yours, a child with whom I espied you conversing. She is the spitting image of my young master, you see. 'Tis my hope that she might take his place for a time, thereby granting...
Diana! Would you paint my mother a criminal? Perhaps I ought to be the one to explain.
Young master,
Diana has the right of it. Though the situation is not nearly so, I seek only the freedom to... My mother is bedridden, you see, and her mind... Whenever I am absent, by leaving a look-alike in the house, I hope to ensure her peace of mind. Would you be willing to lend your assistance? Splendid.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Nice place, this.
What am I to do? There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
But not without its charms. Off to market I go. Off to market I go.
Not much going on.
Nothing wrong with filching for survivor.
Lonely place. But not without its charms. I've little enough got. Or to spend as 'tis. I like to come here when I'm in
Still waiting on that report.
We shall remain here.
take the night watchers desperate. Such quietude and blessing. My sword arm.
Always sets me to think, this place.
Crowns and politics are no concern.
Minute now.
Dull days for us are a sign.
Welcome respite from all that hustle and bustle.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble.
I've been on my feet all day.
I quite
My
like
legs are as lead.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Where was I bound again?
All I've got left are my aches and pains.
I swear I've not. Once in the last. I swear it. The sun's too bright for these people's eyes.
Near in my...
I know. It's a secret, right?
Ah, you've returned. Oh, my spectacles. Well done. With these, I shall have no need to fear any letter. I shall learn aught I can, that the day might come when I can repay. Take this. 'Tis a marvel.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
I concur.
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
I expect that's a common occurrence in our line of work.
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Do not approach me.
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir. I do hope naught befalls Lubomir.
How to spend the day?
I've naught to say to you.
Hi, Arisa. I was hoping you'd come by, so I could... You wanted to ask me? So, this noble... I mean, I don't know. Besides, are you sure we can trust these? All right, I'll do it. But if...
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Splendid.
If I can avoid it. Feels eerie with no one about.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
Slim pickings of late. I in my touch.
Quite a predicament.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
Look, young master. She's here.
Indeed. Diana, will you...
As you wish, young master.
What a kindness you've done me. I'm hoping a little cheer will aid her in her recovery. And a flower from... And she was born there.
All is ready, young master. You need a...
You know, the roads around Malvus, I heard the safest way to get there is to carry something that reeks of Cyclops with you, because it'll scare all...
The lands around Mel is not only poison the plants inflict, but drowsy.
'Tis good to be reunited.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey. When treated to the... Much obliged.
The solution eludes me, but I'm certain there is.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
It seems Master Sebastian is lacking a few supplies. Shall we gather what springs to mind? Know you of any place? Perhaps you would indulge me in...
Well then, I must confess, I only hope I've not... You think I ought to bring some medicine and monster repellent with me? What precisely would you suggest? My thanks. I'm certain these will come in useful. Now, I really...
Take care, young master.
Come back safe!
Thank you for your aid in all of this, sir. I shall see about procure...
Won't someone do something about this?
I'm sure I can handle this.
This place gives me an ill feeling. I find such solace in dry days.
Dead on my feet. Maybe I'll... Keep right here.
I've got left.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Well said.
I have noticed that the Abbess goes out every night without fail.
Nice, juicy beast steak.
Full belly.
The patients in this room must not be disturbed.
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of...
Beg pardon, sir, but this room is where our most severe cases convalesce.
A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their work.
Then a bribe might avail us, should the time come.
We've found some evidence, but there might be more to discover. Let us scour every inch of this room.
Splendid.
Medicine? Now! Now!
Oh, someone help me.
Mayhap 'twould serve as well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
I quite agree.
Elena? Ah, yes. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker. In the end, I survived. But methinks, and once I saw her. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. You'd think 'twere medicine. But I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. They were whispering. But I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square, in the eastern part of the common quarter. And...
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to... I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that. Can't say as I missed that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the...
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
There's the ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phaesus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to...
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith.
Ha! You're a fearsome one.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen...
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the
Glad we understand each other.
Aye, be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phaesus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
I know not what to make of this.
Might I beg but a moment of your time?
Just yonder looks to be a good...
Watch yourself. I'm not someone you want to cross.
Suppose I ought to earn my pay. Let me stay a while.
Same old story, day after day.
Would that?
I'm dead tired.
So tight. I'd kip just about anywhere.
Wish I'd go on an adventure.
I fear I've much to it.
Such quietude is a blessing.
Boots laced, belt strapped. I'm ready for patrol.
Oh, my joints have been aching something fierce.
This is such a good one. My prayers will surely be rewarded in the hereafter.
You're back! Pray, tell me, have you found anything? These look like... Johann and Bruno. I know these two. I recall them being especially meek to the Abbess. Mayhap, at any rate, they may know aught of use. You're back! Pray, tell me, have you found anything? What? Do you think... Mayhap you could show it to the doctor I saw before coming here. Radcliffe. Pray, sir, do what you can. I must know.
Methinks we would do well to bring this medicine to Sir Ratcliffe, the doctor over in the rest town.
Indeed, you are correct.
Wish 'twere always night. I only had to stomach places
Wonder if it's too early for dinner.
Shall we get some...
Good morrow, everyone.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
Ready to forge on?
Days like this make me glad.
Not sure what they expect. No problem.
It's nice to see everyone.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Twould allow us to save our strength, assuming we are not attacked, that is. Have we purchased all that we require? We ought to review the...
Goblins, master!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
I cannot fault your prowess.
I fear...
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes. I shan't allow any further harm to come to you. Such single-mindedness makes our enemy predictable, but not necessarily easier to counter.
You caught the ocean's attention, Mark. Try to keep it on. I shan't squander this opportunity. Continue our onslaught under behemoth.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
Focus. A moment of decision may spell out the path to victory. That strategy never would occurred to me.
Now that is a crime. We would be well to seek the high ground and fight on an incline. Make overpowering our foes.
It seems we have trained our foe.
Might we not use their rage to our advantage?
Of course.
that or
Look there. I espy another statue.
I can foresee no reason not to go see it up close. Best avoided.
I shan't let them harm you.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Once not let down our guard.
We should be able to move this boulder with our combined might.
Would anyone care to push?
I've gained a hold on the beast!
Splendid. Tis the simplest strategy that our foe goes to war. Rockets leap out in hundreds, strike air into the cover.
This battle will demand all our strength. We must stand together.
It seems we have enraged ourselves.
Might we not use their rage to our advantage? Outstanding. In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest in this area. Perchance you'd like to see it. Come to think of it, our ranks have gone unchanged for a while now.
As a result, we move as one. We've got goblins!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
I've an inkling this place will yield a rarity or two.
well spotted. Shall we see what we can find?
I will protect you.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Never had an item that a monster can miss. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own.
It's not what I expected.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see. I'd wager there's ought to be found here.
We ought to take a closer look.
Nicely done.
Focus.
Well said.
Raleigh! Reinforcements have come to aid our foes.
A chance to recover our strength would be most welcome. I'll pick that up. We might have need of it.
It is our first time here. Be vigilant. We do not yet know what to expect.
I would advise caution. There may well be traps about. Is there nothing we can do about this obstacle? If a ranged attack is needed, you can count upon my aim. Might I be of assistance?
You have my admiration. I doubt even my own master has obtained an article so rare.
cave. Shall we proceed into the depths?
Narrow passages may await us. Be on your guard.
Of course.
All things considered, I suspect that is something best left alone.
Indeed. One never can be too cautious.
One never can have too many of these.
Let us take care when and how we put them to use. Tis a chest. I shall take a look inside.
Heed your senses. If aught feels out of place, it could very well be a trap.
I shan't let them harm you.
These fiends are only truly defeated when their skulls are smashed beyond repair.
Here we go again.
To arms!
Understood. Dare I say it? We charged our foe. Well.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
I've got wares of every ilk.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Our packs are heavy. And our purse is far lighter.
An investment made for safer travels can hardly be called extravagant. Any beast would work.
Master, are you unharmed?
Oh, what does this say?
Shall we take a closer look? I cannot fault your prowess.
I can do no less in service of the Arisen.
Well said.
Yes, Master. I shall hasten to your aid. This calls for a curative.
A flawless execution.
Let us try for the same result with our next attack. No sense weighing down my pack with rotten food. I'll dispose of it now, before the stink sets in.
Sunset draws near.
We shall have to rely on our other senses, as the darkness robs us of our sight.
During my travels beyond the rift, I learned of a cave near here that you have yet to explore. Shall I take us there?
Here we go again.
We fight. To arms!
I am well aware of this.
I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
I have nothing further to add. To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall... I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to... It is important we stock up when we can.
As a matter of fact, curious thing, one of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why.
Each to their own.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
What you waiting for? Get on with it!
You're going to regret that.
My claws could use a trim.
You what? You don't look like much.
Thank you. A token of my appreciation.